Welcome back. Last week we spoke to Tim James, New Zealand's 2013-14 motorsport champion. We talked about life in the fast lane. Tim's back this week talking about what it's like to move from the track to everyday traffic. Tim, welcome to Automotive News.
Thanks, Al.
Tim, going from 250 plus Ks around the track onto a public road, how does your experience of track, all your experience of track work, affect your day-to-day commuting in amongst Auckland traffic?
I think, Al, what we've got to do is you have a mind shift. You're actually moving from a competitive sport environment into commuting, and you've actually got to shift your mindset to say that this is commuting. You're getting from A to B. Are you going to be late? Are you going to be early? Is there going to be a lot of traffic? No traffic? But at the end of the day, you're just getting from A to B. I don't, in Auckland traffic, it's just a commute. It's not transferring actually those skills. And I have an old Land Rover.
You see a lot of people trying to.
Yeah, and it's pointless, actually. I think people who want to go fast should enjoy that and do that, but they should use the opportunity, say Auckland or the other centres in New Zealand have, and they've all got tracks, and the tracks are all pretty much all have to generate income. Yep. So they have days when the public can go there in a controlled environment, and you can develop skills and you can drive your car fast, and that's great.
We should have more of it, don't you think? There should be more driver training or track day experiences, especially when you're younger. Yep. I mean, I drove the old hay truck on the farm when I was 9. Right. You know, and as you said before, and as all the motorsport people say, you've got to get the kids young. It doesn't matter what sport they're involved. You get them to karting, you get them in at 6, 7 years of age. Yeah.
Well, young men will be young men, as we all were once, whatever. But I do believe that our sport is fabulous, but it takes a lot of skill, and it takes courage, it takes a lot of funds, but there is an environment for people to go fast, but it needs to be within that controlled environment. The other option is what we also compete in from time to time is the New Zealand Targas, and again that's an open road experience. You got the whole road. Sure. It's a controlled environment. You can drive on the public road as fast as you can drive, and that there is an opportunity to do that in New Zealand. We're a very lucky country. You know, there's there's a couple in Australia, but in New Zealand we do have competitive motorsport on open roads, and young people should be progressing to those levels and doing that. Yeah, sure.
Indeed. It's all about driver training.
Yep.
You do driver training with Porsche, don't you?
Yes, I have done. Yes.
Now, can you give me an example of somebody who's bought themselves a Porsche?
Yes. All
right, and they've come to you or through the Porsche Club or whatever else.
Yep.
Then you get the examples of the guys with the very latest technology, a car that'll do 300 k's, whatever, and things happen very quickly when they get it wrong.
Yes.
You've experienced this with novice drivers.
Yeah. Yes. For a couple of years, I was the head instructor for the Porsche Club.
Okay.
Driver training, which we held. Initially, we held at Pukekohe. We moved it to Hampton Downs because it's a safer track, especially if it's wet, which happens at this time of year. And what we're doing is seeing progressively. We're seeing the new Porsches come out and bought by people, and they bring them to these days, and they are incredibly fast, and they've got every technological gizmo you can have in it, and it actually creates a thought where they're actually better than they are, which is fine when things are going well, but when things go wrong, they go wrong very quickly, and they don't have the skills to counter steer or get the feeling that it's going to snap now. I've got to get on the brakes, or I've got to lift off, or whatever. And it's a real issue for New Zealand that we're getting very fast cars, but we aren't getting the training that goes with it. And there is the ability to get this training through various areas. I started off doing exactly that with Downforce, Timmy Martin's outfit. Then I got personal coaching by Timmy, and actually it takes time, it takes effort, it takes lots of track days and those sorts of things, but the skills can be developed, and then the car becomes a part of what you're doing, rather than you sitting on top of the car sort of thing.
Have you found that the novice guys especially start soaring at the wheel rather than just little inputs?
Yes, everything's just a little bit late.
Yeah.
They don't brake it early enough, they don't brake hard enough, their eyes aren't at the apex or at the end of the vision, so you actually got to be not looking at the thing right in front of you. You actually got to be looking way out in front, and the further out you can see is where you should be looking.
Indeed.
And those sorts of really basic skills, you know, hand position on the steering wheel, basic skills need to be somehow distributed to people who are interested in going fast or in motorsport. I know.
I've spoken to Tim many times. In fact, he's been on the show here talking about the standards of the driver training standards in Germany.
Yes.
Hugely demanding. And it's not just Germany, Sweden's another example.
Yeah.
Talking of speed, you got here to the studio today in a Land Rover, mate. You can't go fast on the motorway.
No, exactly. So I haven't got any demerit points. It's good. I'm only commuting.
Tim, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, Al. It's been a pleasure. Brilliant.